pretty life-changing as well, because it gave us a chance to go deeper into the mind, which I now realise is, I say the mind, I used to say my mind.
Okay.
And you taught us, if we can watch thoughts or images or whatever it is, emotions, then we're not actually the emotions, the thoughts, and the thing. Once we realise that thoughts are self-arising, as you taught us, and that thinking can be stopped in its tracks, that's pretty mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
By simply, and it sounds so simple it's ridiculous, but to be aware of the present moment. So
Well,
what you helped us do is, even in the beginning, is realise that whatever we are inside is able to watch thoughts and to watch the present moment. Whereas I used to always be in the head thinking, I'm now totally the opposite.
and probably like most people, you saw you and the mind as the same thing, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
It was my mind. Now I call it the mind.
Or me. Yeah.
Yeah, the mind,
Mm-hmm.
which is part of me, but the fact that I can watch it, and I've been taught now that it's extremely important when you're looking at a thought, or I won't go into the horrible images that used to come up, and I was so frightened of what I was seeing. It sounds ridiculous, but I can watch anything that the mind decides to serve up to me and just watch it. But it's so important not to react or analyse it, because you used to speak about the second arrow, Richard,
Mm-hmm.
right? By hanging on to that thought, you get like a bolt. I used to get like a bolt going through me of sheer fright and terror. I don't have any of that now.
Wow. So what's your life like now compared to before?
I've got a lot of self acceptance, but one of the biggest things, I don't think you even know that's changed. I used to say to you in the beginning, because I've read books on intrusive thoughts, do this, bring up the thoughts, say your mind, the amygdala, gets used to the fear. I used to live in fear, but I had a habit of dragging up these images all through the day in my head. And I thought it was, they call it OCD,
Mm.
and that is bringing up, it was like an urge to bring the images up. Now I've learnt the other way, thankfully through you of watching, that's dissipated. I mean, how about that?
Yeah. I mean, one of my other models, which you know about, is the seven false beliefs model.
Yes, that was really big for me too.
And I would say that the main thing that causes suffering for most people is not so
Yes.
much the thinking patterns themselves, it's these beliefs that it's wrong, it's bad, there's something wrong with me, it shouldn't be there, I need to fix it. And as you say, this is what, in the Buddhist teaching they call second arrow. And it's not so
Mm.
much the original thoughts, feelings, emotions that create suffering. It's more the beliefs about them.
So true. And after all my research, you were the only person, I know you wrote those, but to say that to people so we understand was absolutely incredible.
Right.
Now, I know people that are listening to this, there'll be hundreds out there, and they think, oh, I don't know if I really need to get that deep into a course with Richard, or I'm doing okay just watching on Facebook what's coming out. But believe me, there is an absolute whole raft that you don't know about. And I'm still on the journey. We all have good and bad days, of course. But the other strange thing that's happened is that I noticed there were periods now, it was short at the start, where there's not really any thinking anymore.
Wow.
Right? Oh, it's just true. I can't believe it either. I mean, I might think of something, just in general about I've got to go and do this or whatever, but I don't have those repetitious thoughts and I don't have the fear feelings anymore because I even look at that. But I can go through the day and I'm not even aware. I'm just doing stuff without thoughts belting through my head that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
So you
please
can't
people,
really
if
put
you're
a price
thinking,
on that, Joe?
there's no price. There's no price. And sometimes I can't believe it. But as you always said to us, follow those plans. They're pretty simple, but it all sounds simple. But when you don't know the answers, it takes practice to get it into the reality. That is making sure you watch everything,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm training myself never to analyse or hang on, like you've told us. The meditation, which helps you, in my mind, to find that quiet, silent space. That's a start, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And to learn to become the watcher or the conscious person, not the unconscious person who's stuck in thoughts all day.
The sufferer.
That was me. I should hold a medal for that, Richard.